Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Storied Church podcast. My name is Jason, and I'm so glad you are here. Thank you for taking time out of your day to listen. If you're new and this is your first time here with us, I really hope you find your time with us meaningful. We would love to meet you and get to know you, and you can find a couple of ways to do that on our website at storiedchurch.org, at storied, STORIED, church.org, or you can find us on social media, and we would love for you to follow us on Instagram and or Facebook at Storied Church. We hope that our sermons and our ruminations are thoughtful and meaningful reflections that help us take our next steps together on our journey. Enjoy. Leading up to our 5th anniversary celebration on June 9th, on June 9th, we're going to be sharing a little bit about the people and highlighting that have gotten involved in the life of Storied Church. And one of these people is Denise. And Denise, I'm going to hand this off and then transfer my... This is already on. Check. Yep, it's there. Invite you to... Denise is going to share a little bit of her story about how she came to be a part of Storied Church, and just so that we can kind of hear a little bit about her life and her story and how this community has impacted her. I have pre-fed her questions, and so it's more like an interview. And if you don't know me that well, I'm awkward. And so what you see is what you get. But Denise, we're so grateful for you. And one of the questions that I wanted you to share with us is what led you to seek out a faith community at this season of your life.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You can hear me. This is so weird to be speaking. Like, I'm so used to singing and never speaking. So I talk about awkward. So David and I moved to Mebane in October 2021. We've been married about 6 years, and he's not really a churchgoer, so I knew that was going to be my thing. And he connected really quickly with the running group, and so he kind of found community. And it was still COVID, not deep COVID, but it was still COVID, and I didn't want to be... I was like, how am I going to connect people? So I started attending a church in Hillsboro that went on for a while. It just didn't really connect with the people there. And I tried. I joined the choir, but it wasn't doing much for me spiritually or even socially or emotionally. And I guess I thought, well, let me get involved politically at least and try to make some change. So I connected with Elaine. And during my lengthy, really nice conversation with Elaine, I told her that, there's no LGBT-friendly churches in Mebane. And, I'm a woman, I'm married to a man, but I didn't want to attend a church that wasn't welcoming and inclusive. It's really important to me. And she's like, oh, let me tell you about Storied Church. I'd never heard of it. I had never, ever heard of it. And so I attended, one Sunday, and I guess I got on the email list and started coming some Wednesdays to the bottle shop. And I wasn't sure how it was going to go for me, but I felt so welcomed, and I felt like I could be myself. I didn't feel identical to everyone, but I felt accepted as I was, which was really important to me. And I really enjoyed meeting the people. And then I started coming to more services, and what I found was that the services were deeply spiritual, really meditative, but also with a sense of humor. I loved the talkbacks. I love the Eucharist every week. Some things were culturally different for me. The music was different from what I was used to. Wasn't used to the slideshow. I was used to having something on paper, all those things that are just a little bit different. But another thing that I've really enjoyed about being part of Storied Church is the idea that we are, and I don't do that much behind the scenes at all. I don't do anything behind the scenes, but I appreciate that we're like making something. We're creating something actively, and we're not taking care of a building. We're not dealing with a debt. We're like starting something. And I feel like in Mebane, I hope that we're providing a safe harbor where people can feel safe and comfortable and welcomed. And I just think that's so important. So those are some of the reasons for me.
Awesome. And I wanted to ask, what are the gifts? And I know we know some of the gifts, but we make assumptions about. Also, we call you Denise, and probably at Duke you're called Dr.
Nephew.
Dr. Nephew. And I want to honor that as well. That's really important and vital. But like as a community, we know. Well, not all of us know yet that you sing and harmonize, which is a gift. But like, what are some of the other gifts that you bring to a community, a space? I mean, even your workplace.
Yeah, well, thank you. That's an interesting question. My background is I'm an occupational therapist, and my doctoral studies were in disability studies.
What? Come on. David back there is a physical therapist. Just kidding. She is not a physical therapist. Occupational therapist. If you don't know the difference, watch out.
It's fine. Occupational therapists support people in doing what they need to do, want to do, hope to do in life, and feeling fulfilled in life. What I hope that David and I both bring to this congregation is an eye for things about accessibility. Just another layer of inclusion that's really, really important. And also what I'm into lately is about ecology and climate change. And so I haven't been talking about that. And I never want to turn church into work, but I'm hoping that we can do some learning together about taking care of God's creation and what that means for us.
Awesome. That's really cool to hear. So if you're passionate about those things, you and Denise should get together and start a movement at Storied Church. But we're so grateful for you. And I really do say that in starting a church, there's I feel like my limited capacity in my life. Denise stopped me out the door one day and she goes, I like to try singing. And at that point, in my church vocation, people would say I am good at singing, and then you're just like, you personally think you're good at singing is what you should have said. And so I'm always and then Denise came early one Sunday to sing. She's like, look, can I just step in?
I came for book club and it didn't happen.
Yeah, and you're like, hey, can I just step in to sing? And it's like, oh, okay, she can sing.
Yeah, I just walked up to him and started harmonizing as he was singing.
Yeah, and so it's been beautiful, and that's what I love about this community is we kind of organically come alongside and we just see things grow, and it's a beautiful thing. And
I want you to know it took me a few weeks. I was trying to find a way to say that I like to sing. That wasn't really spontaneous. It was weeks, and I was like, tell Jason you like to sing. Tell Jason you like to sing.
That is important to note. It's the things that are going on in and how we present things. Again, we want to thank you for listening today to the Storied Church podcast. We really hope that we get to meet you soon. And again, you can visit us at storiedchurch.org, or you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We hope that you have a wonderful week. Hi, everyone. It's Jason again. And before you go today, I just wanted to take one moment of your time. Maybe you are a regular attender at Storied Church, or somebody that has found our podcast and you're just listening and you find it valuable. I just want to ask a huge favor. Our church is located in North Carolina, Alamance County, and we are one of the only open and affirming, reconciling, progressive, whatever word you want to label on that church here in Alamance County. And so we're just a really important voice of hope in this place. Every organization, including ours, takes funding, and the church has changed, and so we're trying to be creative in our funding. But I know it's a different ask, that especially if you don't live here in North Carolina. But if you would support us or consider supporting us with a one-time gift or even a monthly gift, it would mean the world. And thank you so much for even considering. You can give by going to storiedchurch.org/give. I hope you do. We would love your partnership and your friendship. Thanks again.